Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I would say that the first thing we must give some attention to is the murders of Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram in Washington, D.C., outside of the Jewish Museum in Washington, while there was a meeting taking place of the Global Forum of the American Jewish Committee. What a horrific tragedy for these two young people who were about to be engaged, these two young people who were advocates for the state of Israel. Yaron was not Jewish, Sarah was Jewish, but they were connected together by their values and by their aspirations to see a safe Israel and a safe Mideast. These are such confusing times for all of us, and at least everyone that I speak to. And the reason that they're confusing is because the war is being fought, which seems not to have the approval of the vast majority of Israelis. Like 70% of Israelis are not in favor of the way that Israel's handling the war. The reason why it's confusing is because of the pictures we see on the news every night, the horrific devastation of Gaza, the destruction to so many lives, and thousands of innocent children being destroyed. We're not confused about the fact that Hamas is evil and needs to be destroyed. We're not confused about the fact that those who support Hamas are truly enemies of the Jewish people and enemies of freedom and enemies of civility. We're not confused about those things, and we understand that war has to be fought. But it's not a simple war, and it's not a war that simply will be won by bombing and more bombing. There are different types of battles that have to take place in order to improve this world. And Israel at this time is not fighting those battles well enough. And in fact, Israel is becoming a pariah. And it's hurting us. It's hurting the Jewish people in America. For the rise in anti-Semitism is connected to these issues. We know that anti-Semitism is a fact. It's a reality that has always existed, almost as long as we have existed. And yet we also know there are ways to live in the world with anti-Semitism. We depend on law and we depend on order. We depend on proper policing, and we know that we need to be protecting ourselves and growing strength in the Jewish community about the things that Jews believe in and the things that we think Jews should live for. And that in that I think that we're all together. I hope that moving forward there will be change. There has to be change. And I hope that the nations of the world will come and instead of making Israel more of a pariah, bringing Israel in and helping the creation of peace. And I hope that Israel is able to see what's best for Israel. And what's best for Israel, I don't think, and I'm not a politician, I'm not a military expert, I don't think it's in their best interests to continue to destroy. I wish you Shabbat Shalom, and we hope for better days, and we honor the memories of these two wonderful young people as we continue to hope for the release of the hostages for whom we pray daily. Shabbat Shalom.